Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome to the Mandragora demo. It is a Soulslike Metroidvania with a Path of Exile tier talent tree that looks really exciting. My fans on Discord have been playing it and clued me into the game's existence, demo's existence, and so I figured I'd give it a shot and signal boost it a little bit more because it looks really impressive. I'm curious to see where it goes. Okay, enter character name. What is our name? Wabo. Okay. I guess I should have done a HW as opposed to Wabo, but whatever. Okay, can I pick different classes? No, it looks like we're pretty locked to Vanguard at the moment. And we can either be man or fee-man. Might as well just man. Do I want to? I don't know. I don't really like the whole man bun thing going on, but I don't like ponytails that much either. Mostly. My wife looks good with a ponytail, but I'm not usually one for it. I think the problem is it gives you a person kind of a bowl cut look otherwise. Oh, it's because she has no sideburns going on. That's why it's weird. Alright, we'll go with a man. Okay, anything else for me to do? No. Because I don't think I can change any of my stats of voices.
Oh. Pot of seeds.
Okay, it looks like...
a squirrel.
Looks like that's that. Doesn't look like it can do any other character customization at the moment. I kind of wish they had at least had skin color for other people. At least in the meantime. As an inquisitor of the Crimson City, I have been tasked by the King Priest to hunt down an enemy of the state, a witch. Before I mercifully killed one of her sisters and was seemingly cursed for it, the King Priest personally tortured her to a point where she divulged Graveseep Swamp as a potential rendezvous point. The lands outside the city limits are lawless and filled with abominations not of this world, but I'm an inquisitor, and there's no man or beast that can stop me from carrying out my mission. Okay, so evade, use skill, jump, look up, down, quick use item, interact, defend with shield, quick use, okay, lunge attack, right trigger or left trigger plus X weapon action. A lot of stuff real quick, but should be fine.
Seems I'm really on my own now. Let the adventure begin.
Okay, so what's left trigger X? Kind of a parry. I don't know if I'm going to use that. Me and parry systems do not get along. Like, I might block, but that's about
These
it.
scavengers are never alone. I need to be careful.
Okay, so it does look like we have a limited amount of stamina. So I have to take that somewhat seriously. Big minor complaint. It's a minor complaint in the grand scheme of things. Other people might not care about this, but I do deeply. I don't like the fact that the enemy voices are just as loud as mine. Make an offering to plants. I don't think we have enough of those. Looks like, yeah, I can climb these. Let's see, gather? There we go. Combat voices and character dialogue, or, yeah, combat voices and dialogue should never be on the same slider, in my opinion. Oh. No more resources. There's like a combo meter for me being able to use my Y attack. It's the yellow meter at the bottom. I was wondering about that. If you ever want to know why, just look no further than Xenoblade X? Or not Xenoblade X, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And 3 and whatnot, because Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is the one that very famously has that really goofy remix of the guards yelling at you in combat that was turned into like a full song as just a goof. But like I remember playing it for those segments and just being like, this is virtually unplayable because of how loud it is, which is why I had it turned down a bunch. And then I don't think you could even turn combat voices down in Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which is a real downer because it made it almost impossible to commentate over. So in this case, you guys are probably going to be hearing a lot of creature noises, or actually, you probably just won't hear dialogue that much. Because yeah, I had everything at like 40 and 30, but because the dialogue volume just overpowers everything, can't do it. It's not a Wanderbot video without tweaking the sound effects. Audio balance is my personal nightmare, and there's no good way to do it. And like most people that are just playing these games for fun, never are going to engage with these things in the same way I will. Kind of. My wife and I have these issues when we're playing together.
It's too high. I can't reach it.
So like I'll be playing a game and we're going to be trying to have a conversation.
Wickham, or what's left of it.
And then I get into combat and the characters are like, fire blast, you know, burning twister, and they just start yelling. Okay, didn't actually get me there. I need just a little bit more stamina, but we're kind of stuck with it for the time being. We're stuck with the lack. Oh, I can go down here. Do I want to, though? I have no idea. At least the flying monsters are pretty weak. I'm noticing a lot of crafting components too, so this might have a fairly deep crafting system to play around with. That's fun. I love Metroidvanias. They get really, like, gritty with its mechanics. Just crafting and... Oh, I need a lockpick. Crafting and skill points and talent trees and all that jazz. Like, the more of those, the better, frankly. I recognize that, like, other people might have different opinions on that kind of thing, but I don't know, just seeing this immediately is like, oh, I can actually create a build for myself. You might even be able to dabble in other talent trees. Like, you pick your starting class, but you might be able to go other directions. So I don't actually know what any of these stats do. Constitution. Well, I guess here's the real question. Killing an enemy generates 20 adrenaline and restores 5% of your missing health. So Lifeblood Surge is pretty good for a kind of survivability long-term exploration deal. Bleed chance by 5%, duration of your bleed effects. Offensive node, choose an attribute, so you might be able to pick a couple. More damage and maximum adrenaline. Additionally, the time before your adrenaline starts to decay, increase by 5 seconds. Generate 1 adrenaline per second for every enemy nearby. Bleed effects may now deal crit strikes based on your physical crit chance and crit damage modifiers. That's kind of good. Restore 5 health every time your bleed effects deal damage. It feels like there's a really interesting bleed build just right here off the bat, which sounds exciting. Special weapon charge, 10% of all the adrenaline you gain. Take less damage based on your missing health. Lower your health, lower the resistance. Deal more damage to enemies that are below 25% health. Not wearing a shield increases your magic resistance. Wearing a shield decreases physical damage. Getting hit generates 5 adrenaline. After defending or parrying attack, your next weapon attack does more damage. Killing an enemy permanently increases your max health by 0.01% up to a total of 10%. That's interesting. I don't know. This whole bleed build seems real good. So I think what we do is probably go deep wounds and then up to blood craze. Because that seems reasonable at the moment. So we can also travel, but not anywhere. And level up requires essence, which we currently don't have more of. So it looks like all that extra endurance gave me more stamina for dodging.
Hey, where do you think you're going? Give you a choice, head or guts.
He's got an archer buddy. Not anymore. The blocking system seems fine. Might actually be easier than dodging. So we can also duck. Ah, to duck under arrows. That makes sense. Okay, open abandoned house door. It's locked. So can I actually check the map while I'm here? So this is my inventory. It's extensive. And then a bunch of stuff. Inventory, talent tree, active skills. Combat skills, uppercut. And then a whole bunch of other stuff. Map. Barely a map. So I've rest. If I rest, does it bring those guys back? I have no... Yes, it does. Okay. At least stamina comes back wicked quick, which I appreciate greatly. Oh, there is also a backstep, which might cost less stamina as well.
Doesn't open from here.
Alright. I guess there was nothing down here to begin with, but I don't mind having to backtrack a couple of times. So if I rest at this, it does get me my juice back. Bandits are still alive, but that's okay. So I am here. There we go. Yep, looks like we're fine. And plenty of gold chunks, which I luckily can just hoover up like crazy. I really gotta start playing a bunch of these Metroidvanias. It's weird, because, like, it's probably one of my favorite game genres in existence. Okay, don't do that then. I'm just gonna go back and heal. I could wait, but I figure I'm just going to, probably loop on myself a couple of times here. We can level up. Okay, back to talent tree. Because I want to get deep wounds. Bleed chance is only 5%, which is rough, because I definitely want to get that to be higher. If I can get that to be like a full 25% or something like that, oh boy. We're in for fun times. And that backstep feels real good. Ooh, purple soul thing. Ow. I think I did get hit from behind there. At least my health potions also carry over. So we get a Brigand Vest and Brigand Breeches. No idea if that's any better than what I have. Armor defense versus... Okay, Brigand gives me more vigor and endurance, but less armor and poise. It's also heavier. So less armor, less defense, more poise, more health. Nah. Oops. There's an item here. A feather. So what do we have down here? Oh, that's sick. Probably should have watched my stamina before I did that, but whatever. We got potions that come back. I don't perfectly, or I don't always love Soulslikes. Like, I think Soulslikes are really cool and have a lot of fun potential to them. I think my biggest beef comes down to, because Soulslikes are popular, a lot of developers are like, hey, what if we made our games just pointlessly hard as shit? The problem is, like, Souls games work because they're very, I don't want to say balanced, but there's an element of balance to them that is absent in a lot of wannabe Souls-likes. This, so far, seems to be perfectly well made, but there's a lot of other Souls-likes that are just like, this is weird and hard and not fun. And so, I don't know. It feels like the like, methodical action RPG genre has been held back pretty heavily by Souls-likes, but also innovated by Souls-likes in a really good way. Mostly Estus flasks, I think, are kind of the big one. Okay, oops. That's Quaff over here. It's kind of where we wanted to be anyway. Oh, did he die? Oh, we got him with the bleed. Yo. And we got a permac. Which means I have a one-handed mace and my light shield. Change set. So what is this? Smash chance versus... So, scales based off of strength. Damage, stagger 75. So, higher stamina cost, slower. Might still be worth it, though. And we still bleed, as far as I can tell. Now, was there anything up above since there was a bat there? If there was, cannot reach it, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, so Estus Flasks are like my number one thing that Soulslikes have added that I really adore. And I'm glad they brought about. But the actual, like, difficulty curve of Soulslikes is a little frustrating. I want to enjoy games. I especially want to enjoy these games with, like, people that aren't willing to, get good. And unfortunately, in a lot of cases, getting good is the only option. This is gonna hurt, I think, no matter what I do. Yeah. We might actually want to go back and heal in a moment. Let's see. Umbral mushrooms. Separate ladder, I think. Oh, don't go down there. That's death. I don't know. I could probably keep going. We're out of healing potions, but what? Like, what's the worst that could happen, right? I die and have to redo this? Oh well. Thing is, if I have to redo this, it's actually almost easier. Because I'm not going to have to explore for all the other goodies. Unless, of course, this is one of those Souls-like, or Metroidvanias that's like, actually, you just reload completely. I've always hated that. I will give credit where credit is due. Souls-likes did also do checkpointing fairly good. I think my big one is, I actually really wish there's a setting for just like, hey, I don't really want to engage with the whole you lose your souls when you die. Oh boy, we have two of these bad sacks. Let's see. There goes one of the two. Yeah, actually wasn't too bad. So we can go in the well, because I'm pretty sure this gate ain't opening. Hopefully we find a map at some point. But yeah, there's a lot of Souls-likes I think honestly would have been better, or at least more fun, if they weren't so brutally difficult at times, or all the time. Apple and potato. I don't think I would trust a sewer apple or potato, to be honest. I think I would probably throw those away. I don't think I'd even pick them up in the first place. Yeah, of course it smells in here. It's a freaking sewer. But yeah, combat system so far is actually feeling pretty good. I'm hoping I can get a little stabby dagger that lets me swing a bunch. I guess the one downside, oops. The one downside to the big mace that I'm using, map fragment of the hinterlands. Okay. Nah. Yeah, the one problem with the big mace that I'm rolling right now is I'm not hitting them as much, so we're not getting as much bleed. Previously, it was like, well, I can still leverage my bleed. That was a weird lag. But if I'm hitting them less often, we're bleeding them less often. See, I want something quick and stabby if I can get the chance. Though I'm digging the mace. It's tough. Oh, that's a boss. Oh, I can't get out of here, can I? Corrupted vermin it is. Not digging the fact that it pukes on the ground. Okay, at least its little... At least its little minions aren't a problem. Okay, so keep away. Okay, one last shot. There we go. Claw, fangs, other things, and we get a switch. Whatever the switch does. Ah, extends the ladder, of course. So can we not climb back up this? Okay, we can. And then there's that thing too, but I'm assuming I'm going to need some kind of movement tech to get to it, or I need to be willing to jump long distances. Whoop! That didn't work. So what does it check me back to? here, oh, probably right before the well, are the big shield men here. One of them is. I'm assuming the other, ow. Oh, if they're red. If they're red, they're probably bleeding. Alright, let's, how do I swap weapons? Ah, change weapon set. Let's just rest again. Wonder if bleed stacks. That's another question. Yeah, much faster with a sword. I like the mace for, like, big, chunky chips. Yeah, I can't word. Big, chunky hits, there we go. And, like, 3 hits on the rat isn't too bad. Might boost my strength a little bit if I get the chance. Yeah, I think I will. I like to be able to 2 or 3 shot things. Longer than that is usually problematic. Because most hit combos and short stun durations only go for 3 hits to begin with. And so, if I'm swinging for longer than that, it's problematic. There we go. Been there. Have I gone to the right?
Metal hook on the ceiling. I'm gonna need a grappling hook to get through it.
Ow. There we go. I guess if I mix in an adrenaline hit, it's not so bad. There we go. That should be better. I had a lamp on directly behind my computer, and so there's just this giant, glare that I can't exactly see past. There we go. And so now I can tell what I'm doing. And it's nice. So here's the souls that I missed. Here's another rat. So there is the one hole I could fall into, but I think I'm going to leave that for later, considering I'm sitting on 2,000 experience. Essence, whatever the souls equivalent is. Alright. Well, it doesn't look... Wait, I can. So we can actually loop back through. I didn't realize this would be a shortcut, but it's nice that it is. It means we might want to go back and check what's in that hole. Maybe? I don't know. The question is, like, how much do you even go out of your way? Essence. Okay. How much do you go out of your way to explore in a demo? I struggle with that one. Okay, choose an attribute. Strength, dexterity, power, or spirit. Oh, power is for spell power. Oh, full unlock bonus plus 1% bleed chance. I think I'm probably just going to focus on... Oh, resistances. Poison. Bleed. Nothing. So these two are spellcasting related. I think we just go for strength. So I could spend more talent points here and keep leveling this up. What does dexterity do exactly? Doesn't say. I guess it probably depends on what weapon I'm using. Ooh, so maybe I don't level up my strength too much. Maybe. The other one that was bleed. Okay, it's this one and then this one are bleed. What's this one? Oh, vitality nodes. Got it. Alright, this probably means these guys have respawned. Hello. Okay, so I have to roll twice or roll through them. Yeah. I was kind of hoping I could roll through the big shield. But alas, no dice. Well, let's try that again. And the nice part is these guys are worth a fair bit, so every time I fight them, I do get a bunch of resources. But yeah, I have to do the full roll. I can't just, I can't do the backstep. That's fine. I can take a hit. Oh no, don't actually go in there. I mean, I could go into the hole. But no, I think I'm just gonna keep progressing, keep exploring around and looking at things. Let's see. What was I going to say? I don't know. Hello. We have another boss fight?
Younger
Or
all the time, they do. This one must have been ripped straight from his mother's tit before they slapped the helmet on him.
What's this? I thought they stopped trying to get the bodies. No matter. Let's get you some company, boy.
Alright. Archer up above. And a spellcaster. Let's do that. Yeah, the archer can't do anything to me at the moment. So I'm just gonna kind of hang out and duel underneath him. Ow. Quaff. Luckily didn't lose too much from that. Pick up. And dies from falling damage. Good enough. That does mean don't jump out of the tower. That would be embarrassing and bad. Bandit hose. There's admittedly something kind of weird about killing these guys and then taking their pants. I am noticing sometimes the dodge button doesn't trigger. I guess it's because of... Oh. Bear trap. Because I'm still locked into an animation, is the answer. Come on! I wonder if I can roll through those. There's also like a weird, creepy imp thing. Okay. Gather the herb. Cardinal leaves. And some other stuff. I don't think there's too much. Big problem is I have taken a lot of damage. Oh, good. They're very generous with these checkpoints. Which I am fully in support of. Okay. Can't level up yet. Need a little bit more. Let's go back. Let's see what's over here.
No one passed this point without the commander's permission. No.
Huh?
Ran into bandits in one of the guard posts.
Damn it. Not another shift wiped out. Sending out kids with barely a lick of training lately. But what choice do we have?
Another question. Why so many guard posts around Wickham?
Wickham's all we got left. Lost West Wickham to creatures from the forest and gotta make sure they stay on that side. Bandits took over Old Wickham and are trying to get the rest. If either threat makes it into the city, we're done for. If it weren't for the commander, suppose all our heads would be on pikes right now. He's kept folks believing that Wickham has a fighting chance.
Tell me about Old Wickham.
Old Wickham's the old town. The merchants and nobles that later built Wickham left it outside the walls of the new city. In better times, patrols kept the roads safe. But trade's all dried up since we lost West Wickham.
Why is the road to Old Wickham Monastery being guarded?
The monastery's been out of use for ages. Aside from bandits taking refuge there, let me tell you there are places past the cemetery I wouldn't even go in the light of day. Whatever's coming up that way can't be good. Commander can give you a pass to get through, but why would you walk so willingly to your own death?
Alright, guess we gotta go find the commander. Probably out to the left. I'm assuming they're gonna stop me if I go the other direction. Hopefully we can engage with... Oh, no, this is probably a merchant.
You looking for a guide to Wickham? I'm your guy. Gerald Burrough, adventurer extraordinaire at your service. Not cheap, but worth every penny. I'm currently banned from this city. Little misunderstanding in a dice game. And in Miller's daughter. But if you could put in a good word with Commander Claiborne, I'm your guy.
I'll see what I can do.
Really? You are one in a million, stranger. Just remember the name, Gerald Burrough. But if anyone asks, please don't tell them where to find me.
let the right one in. Interesting. I like all the gathering. Hopefully we can find the ability to craft at some point. Unless we already can and I've just totally missed it. Okay, well, this is Wickham. Doesn't seem to be particularly healthy.
Yeah. I should probably run it by the commander.
Little Mousy, please. Tabby says more, please. Oh, probably cat just want mice.
It's not my frog. A new face? A cause of celebration around these parts. Rosalie, around for everyone, on me. Drink and be merry, Inquisitor. Who knows what tomorrow might bring to Wickham?
Thank you.
You're welcome, friend. Drink and forget tomorrow. We only live once.
An Inquisitor. Hope you're not here for any of my patrons. I suspect you're looking for Commander Claiborne. He's at the end of the street. Guards outside the door. Oh, and if you ever find yourself back this way, stop by. Got something that might test those famed abilities of a Crimson City Inquisitor.
Okay, so we can also buy a recipe, which is very expensive. Contains 5 cooking recipes. And then we can also buy mushroom stew, rabbit broth, bread. Heals 50 health and 50 mana over 2 minutes. Oh boy. Max stamina by 10 and movement speed by 3% for 10 minutes. Increases max health by 50 and restores 1 health per second outside of combat for 10 minutes. Yo, rabbit broth. I might buy a handful of those, because they seem like they'd be real stinking good. There's also the mushroom stew, which does the same thing. But for mana, which means that you can actually get mana back over time. I love the idea of playing wizards in games, but so many of them are like, hey, MP is such a limited resource. Good luck. You will never want to cast your spells. It's been a little bit better in modern times, but like going back to old games, it's so limited on MP. I'm gonna play the Dragon Quest games again. I remember those being very punishing for MP usage.
Hey, buy something, will you? Do you think I want to be doing this? Used to be rich, I did. Then, that night, the whole West End fell. My side of town. I was stuck in some peasant girl over on this side. Probably should be thankful. That's what they say. If not for a middling lay, I might be dead like the rest.
Gross.
Forced to live the rest of my life hawking trinkets. Does that sound lucky to you? Let me know if you want any of this shit.
Okay, so he does actually have weapons, which is nice. Also spells. So Chaos Splinters, Glyph of the Pyromancer, Astral Solution. Oh, but it requires Chaos Fire. Yeah. Heretic Shield. Might have its own damage. Ability parry, parry. Defense. Seems like it has better magic. And better defense. However, it is more expensive than I got. Treaties on oils. We can also buy weak health potions and some other stuff. Alas, Empor.
An Inquisitor in Wickham. An interesting development, but none of this humble tailor's business. When you see Claiborne, do as he asks or you won't get what you came here for. He's fair, but does not take kindly to demands.
Appreciate the tip.
There is one thing you can do for me. Wickham is no longer safe for me to operate out of. I was wondering if a kind word from an Inquisitor could help speed up the vendor permit process in Crimson City.
Not even I have that kind of power.
That's unfortunate.
There's a caravan nearby. Could use a tailor. Let me see your map. You're any good. Merchants are gathering here.
I see. It may do, until I figure out another way out of my predicament.
What predicament?
A tale for another time.
Good.
It's
See you there.
cheating, and I must be going immediately.
I hope this means there's a discount in my future.
Hope is free. I'm expensive, but worth every penny. See you at the caravan, Inquisitor.
One of the caravans, kind of like our base that we go back to eventually.
Nice day for fishing, ain't it?
They did a really good job with the backgrounds here. It actually really does feel like a lived-in city. You know, I'm just gonna check what's to the left here.
Hey, Ella, you know why I don't trust trees? They're a little shady.
Oh, Dad, you're so bad at jokes. And you already said that one.
Like, this definitely is your kind of standard dark fantasy. Oh, this is probably the one where the commander is. And nobody can go out, at least in the demo.
Here to announce yourself in...
Let's pretend I have time for you, Inquisitor. I've no allegiance to Crimson City, but you made it through Old Wickham alone. So you've no doubt got some pressing business. Let's hear it.
Looking for a witch in Graveseep Swamp. Only way through is blocked, and I assume you know a way through.
Aye, you've thinned the numbers of the bandits, I hear. And that's why we're speaking. But I'm fighting for the city on two fronts, and can't help but use my leverage to ask for your assistance.
Two fronts?
The West fell in the night some months ago. Something killed the good lords and ladies. All of them trapped by the massive gate separating them from the riffraff. Then bandits took over Old Wickham to the east, all but cutting off our supply chain. They've been raiding our stocks, coming up through the old ruins beneath the city.
You want me to clear them out, is that it?
I suspect your liege leaves you no choice but to get your errand done, no matter the cost. Passage to the underground's back the way you came. For my sake, best of luck, Inquisitor.
I like the character portraits. They're expressive looking, and they didn't bother to animate them, which I actually kind of appreciate. Animated character portraits are tough to do well. I wish maybe they had a couple of different variations for, like, mood. Like, you know, best of luck, maybe his eyes close a little bit.
If you must.
Some basic stuff like that would probably go a long way, but really isn't that necessary. It's just nice being able to see the character portraits. One of my beefs going back to, like, old Diablo games, maybe it's changed for Diablo 4, I haven't played it, but playing Diablo 2 and 3, you'd have these tiny little character portraits. You know, these tiny little talking heads talking to you. And it kind of, I don't want to say it sucked, but Blizzard has such beautiful artwork, such great artists. And I managed to avoid that damage. I'm nothing but impressed with myself. Of course, now I'm poisoned, which is probably annoying and not great. But I have no way of, like, counteracting that to my knowledge. So we just eat the damage. Oh, you know what? Continue. Oh, increases armor by 25, withstands 10 hits. That's neat. Restores health over 10 seconds. Physical damage and crit chance. That's actually kind of good. Okay. Might as well eat the food.
Can't open from this side.
The food is going to give me just really slow regen. And that just seems practical at the moment. This way I just don't have to worry about using my healing items as much. Also locked. Really should block a little bit more. Moldy ear. Gross. Alright. I'm going to be here. What I want to do is get to the other side a little bit. Alright, so that was not practical. And unfortunately, you get out of combat for a little bit and you get rusty, sort of. So I don't want to be directly behind this guy. Looks like we've leveled up. So do we level up naturally as well sometimes? Or maybe we just have enough to level up, and that's the point of that. Okay, jerk wizard there. Breakable wall. Oh, we do have a lockpick. Okay. A diagram, minor stone skin potion, flawed amethyst. Still haven't figured out how to craft yet, which is a little unfortunate. Oh, okay, rolling still forces me to take damage. I mean, go figure, rolling through spikes. That seems like a not healthy proposition. Some games, you don't. Map fragment of Wickham. Should probably actually look at that. Nope. Okay, railgate key. Is that it? Okay. Cleanse the runes below, so we haven't done that yet. Wickham Marketplace. Layer 1, layer 2. Hopefully they actually do more with this map than just these kind of vague shadow zones. I'm assuming finding the map fragments will fill it in eventually, but maybe it won't. Okay. These are quick use items. Oh, I'm sorting. What are these? Ah, gives me essence. Yeah, it doesn't say. I don't think I can craft. Not at the moment. Blech. Okay, so where am I going? Oh, I guess I could have maybe hopped for that ladder. But I think I'm just going to make do go this direction. See, I don't think I went up this direction at all. So let's see. Oh, right, there was the item there, which we did grab. But then whatever's over here. Oh, no, it was a locked door.
It from here.
Well. It's got to be somewhere. Right, there's also a sprint. I can hold in left click. Ooh, we can go into this, wherever this goes.
The old city, decrepit even before my time.
Alright, level up. Back to the talent tree. Probably going to just keep pushing for this. We want to get the heal on bleed. Not that it's amazingly good.
Fuck, it hurt.
And this is why blocking is bad. Unfortunately, could not poise break that guy. But that's okay. Here, let's just go see what's to the left. Spikes. And an archer on the other side that I can't reach, so I guess we're going to leave that alone. I wonder if I can refight him. Probably not. Or maybe I can, but I don't get the ear. Okay. I think I see a poison rat. There we go. It seems like dodging is very much the name of the game. Maybe parrying is pretty powerful, but just doesn't seem like it's worth it. Anima core. No idea what that does. Oh, another one of you. Okay, let's avoid. So the one downside, I'm just going to swap back to this. Yeah, so the reason why the mace works here, oops, stay away from that. The mace works because it one-shots his little ratlings. And that's helpful. We've learned Incinerate. Cool. Okay, can't open from the side anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, and back to the sword. Yeah, being able to one-shot the little blue ratlings is extremely helpful. Oh, we can go up here. Neat. For a second, I thought I found a forge. What the hell is that? A loot goblin. Doesn't look like it can do anything else for that one. Unfortunately, no idea how I'm supposed to actually defeat that in time. Maybe if I use the mace, you could poise break it or something, but I don't know. It also doesn't matter. Like, I hate to be dismissive, but anytime I'm playing a game, anytime I'm playing a demo, there's definitely that feeling of like, none of this functionally matters. Wow, that sucked. I'm gonna go over here. What you gonna do about it, big sword boy? But yeah, since even if my progress carries over, it kind of doesn't. Even if my progress carries over, I'm probably going to play this game again from the very beginning. Okay, get some lockpicks. Open the iron gate. Oh, but it's locked. I could probably start from the very beginning just because. Ow, rude. But yeah, I'd probably play this from the very beginning just to see if anything changes. Even if anything doesn't, I'd probably pick a different class at the very least. Because, like, subsequent YouTube coverage is kind of weird. That it's usually worse. Like, it performs worse if I continue my coverage from where I left off. And so it's always better for me to just be like, all right, well, I guess I'm starting over every single time there's a new patch or every single time there's a big update. There we go. Sometimes there's exceptions, like the more sandboxy a game is, the more you can kind of get away with it. But from my perspective, I don't know, it's nice to start over, especially because I get rusty. I want to dump myself into the middle of a game when it's at its hardest, potentially. So I usually start over. And so it means that, like, completionism, playing correctly, doing the right thing? Nah, don't care. We're just here to see as much of this game as we possibly can. And then, you know, eventually move on. It's not like I'm trying to be dismissive, it's just the way this industry works, the way my job works. And I'm fine with that. But it means that whenever I'm playing a demo, I'm very sloppy and not particularly thorough, and that's okay. Oh, right. Commander's the other direction, but I might as well level up again. I don't think we're going to be able to get this bleed perk. Vigor. So Vigor reduces fall damage, CC reduction, gives me some poison resistance, increases my maximum equipment load as well. I don't know by how much, though. But that's okay. Let me check. 17.5, so it goes up by 1 every single time. Also increases my maximum possible adrenaline limit. Maybe. I was really hoping I'd learn how to craft. I mean, maybe I will and I just haven't found it yet. I think the only real complaint I have about this so far is, one, just the lack of other classes. I'd like to be able to try them out, but they'll be available when the actual game comes out. And crafting. I still want to find that.
You've got quite the reputation, you Inquisitors. Not a sterling one, but your skills definitely live up to their notoriety. I sent word. My men have cleared a path for you to the monastery. Go through there and the old cemetery, and path will lead you to the swamp. The west gate is open to you as well. I honor my debts. Should you find your way around these parts again, a pair of skilled hands is much needed these nights. Best of luck with your witch hunt, Inquisitor.
Man named Gerald Burrow wanted permission to enter. Yeah.
I expelled him for his own safety. There are several husbands and fathers that would like to string him up, and I can't protect him. Tell him to find another town to make into his personal brothel.
Gross. I like the different consumable items, too. The light armor kits for extra durability, the food for healing and various potions and whatnot. That feels very good to me as well, just in terms of all of the different ways to kind of soften a difficulty curve. As so many games are just like, hey, this is your only, well, I mean, really just fight until you can get good. But being able to throw on like the light armor kit to reduce damage for a little bit. Or eat food to soften the damage you take a little bit. Or any number of other, like, minor things. Go back in here, because I think she had a side quest for us.
Inquisitor.
Okay, so maybe we can't talk to her. I could buy some more. It doesn't look like her stock resets, which is maybe a little unfortunate. We could, oh, right, we could actually sell the brigand breeches. And hose. Physical crit chance. We might want the brigand hood, though. I think especially because I don't actually have anything for that slot. That's an amount of money. I do wish you would auto-equip some things. Namely, like, the first hood you come across, just because. I'm so used to games doing that for you that I just assumed it was going to happen here as well. Not that big of a deal. But I'm not going to say I'm a lazy person, but it just seems like it's such an easy way of communicating of like, hey, you got a new hood. And then after that, when you get a new hood, then you know to replace it. But I should have just known that right from the get-go.
What's the good news? It's good, right? Well, your face says no, but my optimism says fuck yeah!
Take another look at my face. There's your answer.
Well, that really sucks. How am I going to make a living without selling hope to the foolhardy? Tips to the treasure-hungry? Yarns to those yearning for... yarns?
I don't know what that means. What do you do?
I'm a man of the world. A natural-born treasure hunter with knowledge of all things traps, treasures, maps, and monsters. I make it my business to know things and help those a bit more reckless to find their way to the lap of luxury.
You can help find treasure. I might need that. Meet me here.
A place to go. That's, something. Yeah, I think I can work with this. Because I kind of have to.
Yeah, so I think we're bringing people to a specific caravan location. Except for I don't actually know where that caravan. Oh.
This place is definitely away from prying eyes. It'll do, at least until I figure out my next move. Is there anything I can show you? I've made outfits for nobles the world over. And now I'm here, in the middle of nowhere. The smell of ox shit wafting in the breeze. Oh, I've fallen on hard times indeed, Inquisitor. But hard times and me, we go way back.
Okay, so it can buy, sell, craft, and upgrade. So you can craft light armor kits. Oops. Linen bandages. It's all of that cloth I've been grabbing. can actually do something. We can make a light leather cape, but we need a level 2 tailor. Oh, so she levels up as well. These are great. Holy shit. Bandage and armor kits. So, I mean, I'm not going to be using the armor kits. I'm kind of a goof like that, so I guess I'm just going to invest into... Yeah, I guess let's use up all of our linen to make as many bandages as we can. Gets her some experience. Fine. Okay, so she's now level 2 tailor. Unfortunately, we can no longer get the capes. But then there's also the Mentor's Cloak, healing effectiveness, bleed resistance, or Mantle of Resilience, stamina regen, reduce stamina cost. There's also, oh, I see. We can also just level her up with diagrams or go for a tent upgrade, reduces the price of items. So she also does sell the twine. Tacky, but it's fine. Okay, so let's take a look. We want the light linen... What do we want, actually? We want the light leather cape. So actually, I just need 3 hemp twine. I'm pressing up and down, but that's the sort, which is messing with me. Okay, type. Maybe? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Okay, craft. Got some questions. Nah, I think we're okay. And now I can equip a cape that increases my crit and physical damage, which seems really good. So new area discovered, witch tree. Where's the guy? Whatever. I don't think it matters too much. We're pretty much at the end of the video. I could go for a little bit longer. I want to go a little bit longer just because the game's freaking good, but I also am perfectly fine waiting for when the game actually comes out.
Trouble getting to Wickham?
I wouldn't recommend the trip.
Too bad. Folks there haven't had a break in years. Something else you need?
Okay, so we can buy, sell, upgrade, and craft. So let's take a look. Let's see. Upgrade. So I need more light leather and linen cloth, but we could upgrade it. Reduces the prices. It's tempting. We can also give a diagram. Okay, craft. So we can make... gloves, more armor. The chain hood... Oh, no, the chain hood just gives me strength and dexterity. I like the crit chance. So we can make a copper straight sword. It doesn't look like we can make much else. So, I guess let's start with the copper bars. Because that levels them up. And that just gets me the tin sword. We could also just make a copper straight sword, which is, as far as I can tell, just a better version. Sure. Sure, they're both better. Let's just go with that. I don't think I need the armor per se. And if I wanted to, I could go buy the linen cloth. Oh, no, never mind. It's too late now. Because I could have gone for the cart. Oh, but the cart upgrade requires level 4 blacksmith, so it's meaningless anyway. This is a really neat game. It's well made. It's got a lot of different layered progression systems, tons of character customization, multiple talent trees, which I believe you can invest into freely whenever you want to. And I think I did learn Incinerate, but it requires a fire relic, so we can't do that anyway. It's fine. But I'm going to equip it for reasons, even if I do not have a fire relic and cannot use it. Is okay. Let's see. So if I go back to the map... Oh, no, not the map. If I go back to this, now I can go back... Oh, and it's the witch tree is the caravan. Okay, wish that had been labeled. Oh, we're going to go check to see if the ne'er-do-well could decipher these maps for me, because that might be the reason why I can't tell where anything is. Looks like you're going to be expanding this a fair bit, too. Oh, or are we just back at the beginning? Not available in the demo. I don't know. Don't think it matters. So, I might as well mention that the Mandragora demo is available now on Steam, so if you do want to pick it up and play it yourselves, just follow the link in the description below. It's neat. It's one of the better Metroidvanias I've played in a long time. It's definitely a lot more plotting and Souls-like-y, but it actually uses the Souls-like elements well, and has a lot of extra stuff, so it doesn't just feel like, oh, it's boring Souls-like.
You know, most would look around this camp and see rock bottom, but I got here, and do you know what I saw? Spooky woods and oxwee. But then, I squinted a bit, and you know what I saw? Opportunity.
Okay, so map fragments. So we can give him map fragments, which will level him up, and gives him some level of like, well, it gives him experience and hopefully gives me the map.
Outline the opportunities. Have a look.
Okay, so we can also buy from him. So he sells deer meat, bunch of meat, also skill books. So obviously don't have the money for it, but blazing weapon, chaos beam, chaos dice. I think a number of these might actually not cost me MP, maybe. Coat your daggers in deadly poison for 30 seconds. Ooh. Yeah, no, some of these probably do require MP, but that's fine. And we can also buy lockpicks from him, which is probably useful. I'll do that first, just because there's a lot of lock chests to miss. But yeah, there's so much to play around with, and I cannot wait to see where it goes. Especially with those talent trees. The idea of, like, multi-classing for some kind of status effect monster, I think is going to be really where I want to go. Because that seems like it could be a lot of fun. I'm really curious if you can actually get enemies to bleed with, like, a magic spell, because I think that could be nuts. Oh, and this map looks so much nicer now, so you can actually see where the plants are, you can see where the treasure chests are, what you've missed, all of that stuff. It looks great. I am looking forward to seeing this when it comes out, but for now, at least, if you like this video in any way, shape, or form, leave me a like, it helps more than you know, and if you want to see more rad new games every single day, then hit subscribe because I got tons to check out and show off. But for now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Actually, you know what? Screw it. We're going to stick around for like 2 seconds more. We're going to go get that chest over here. It was taunting me earlier. We get a lockpick, and we get a ring of energy. Okay, I'll bite. What does that do? Plus 20 stamina. That's nice. Not particularly amazing, but it's nice. Actually, you know, this early on, it is good.